Okay, I got a little ahead of myself for the video, but basically to get the carburetor off, you're going to remove this part of your air filter clamp, and then your intake clamp here, and you're going to remove the throttle cable off the throttle drum, and then that sucker will just pull right out from the other side. Okay, the carburetor's been removed. This is your standard Keihn Honda carburetor off the XR series. I believe the 250 and the 400 had the same one for model years 96 through 2003, I believe. This one is off a 2001 400, XR 400. So I'm going to demonstrate to you how to remove the bowl and clean this thing. So let's go ahead and remove these screws here. Also, I wiped this down very well to keep the dirt out. So and then this one has a little bracket on it, so you're just going to go ahead and twist off these vents. There we go. And then this one will come off here. And this has already been drained. This is your drain screw, so I've drained all the fuel out. So now you just gently pull this off. Okay. And keep in mind this plastic cone. You need to keep sure that when you reinstall it, you reinstall it in a way that this meshes with it down in there. That's what that notch is for. So keep that in mind for reinstallation. As you can see, that is very dirty, and look at the jet on there, the green. Floats look good though. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean this out with some carburetor cleaner and let it soak for a bit. Looks like there's some real nasty residue down in there, so we'll do that. I did forget to mention that this carbon choke cleaner can be very caustic to the gasket in your float bowl, so it would be prudent to remove it before you spray in there. So we'll just pull that out. Set that aside, and we'll just go ahead and fill the float bowl came out a little faster than I expected, but it's supposed to do that so that you can blow out your jets. Just kind of fill it till it accumulates there in the bottom. We're going to let it soak for a little while, so go ahead and get quite a bit of it in there, so that it's just kind of like that. Now we'll set it to the side and we'll let it soak for about 15 minutes. Okay, while the float bowl is soaking, what we're going to do, we got two jets here. We got the main jet and your idle jet. You can see on the main jet there's quite a bit of residue there. So the first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll take the idle jet out with a flathead screwdriver. Just go ahead and back it all the way out. And your carbon choke cleaner is going to come with a spout A lot of people just blow it out. I intend to use compressed air ultimately. So let's go ahead and put it into a container that I've already pre-filled with carb cleaner, and we'll just let it soak. I'm a soaker. And now what we want to do is remove our main jet, and it's in two pieces. So you're going to have to use some wrenches down at the bottom and at the top, and we'll just go ahead and screw that off. I don't know if you can see that residue there. That's why my XR is not running well. That main jet is clogged, and we will ream that out ultimately with a wire, but we'll go ahead and let it soak in some carb cleaner first. Go ahead and get the main jet holder off. Remove it, and we will soak it as well. Alright, okay, while our jets are soaking, I want to go ahead and liberally spray this, the floats and the float top, with carb cleaner. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and I didn't mean to get that hose, but let's go ahead and get the rest of this. We can get that dirt off there too. Off the drum too, throttle drum. And we'll go ahead and wipe that down. Okay, while that stuff's still soaking, we went ahead and cleaned up the body of the carburetor, and we can go ahead and take our carb cleaner, go ahead and spray out the housing for our main and idle jets. Alright, and then it's good to take some compressed air. Just gotta let that soak in there a little bit. Some compressed air, and just run it down in these housings. Alright, the bowl's been soaking for about 15 minutes. I'm going to take a brass brush, just kind of go over with it. Get all those deposits. It's what looks like sulfur, but it's some kind of ethanol deposit. It's nasty. Clean that up a little bit. I'm going to dump that out into a container. And it's cleaned up a bit. But it looks like it could use some more. So I'm going to let that sit a little bit longer. By the way, that is not critical to the operation, but I just wanted to get all those deposits out of the bowl. But what is critical to the operation are these jets. And they have been sitting also for about 10-15 minutes. And sometimes I go to Harbor Freight and I buy things that I have no idea what I'm going to use them for, but they look cool. And I'm like, hey, I found these great little wire brushes, kind of like little reaming brushes, that work great for cleaning out these jets. For instance, the idle jet. Just kind of stick that in there. And we're just going to kind of ream it out a little bit. And if you notice, I can't stick it all the way through. So I got a piece of safety wire, which is basically like a guitar string, the first string on a guitar, or a piece of piano wire. And we are just going to ream that through as well. And it sounds like the fire department's out tonight. So we'll just ream that through to make sure that we're clear. Alright, and now let's go up a size and do the main jet. Oh yeah, I can feel the deposits coming out of there. Can see it too. Go up a size on this one too. Excellent. Now let's get our air compressor going. We'll blow them out with compressed air. Doing it from both directions. Alright, now we'll do a reassemble. Okay, the assembly is the opposite of the dismantle. Put our main jet back on. Tighten it down. Idle jet back in. You tighten it until it stops. Do not over tighten. And then you are going to, now we have our flow bowl clean after our second rinse or second soak. We are going to put our gasket back in, which is here. Put our gasket back in, put our cone jet protector back on. You're going to want to make sure it faces the direction of this vent hole. So that notch houses that jet hole. When we put our gasket back on and we put our screws back in, we are good to go. Our carburetor is clean. Our jets are clean and reamed out, and my XR is going to run much better now. I just know it.